Yo, what's up guys? Shock here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to bring you guys a special deck profile of my Tengu plant format, so September 2011 format junk Doppel list. Now I've been playing Tengu plant format with my buddy LP quite a bit, and I was playing my plant deck, but you know, I felt a little nostalgic. I wanted to put together one of my favorite decks of all time, so I put together back this junk Doppel deck. So really fun deck in the format Tengu plants. Let me give you a quick overview of it. You're dealing with Tengu, Reborn Tengu, you're dealing with the plant engine, so a lot of crazy synchro plays. Actually, you're playing with Thunder King as well. It actually ended up being kind of a stun format too, due to like Mech C, Thunder King, Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning, all those cards. Basically making it slightly a control format, kind of like GOAT, but then also having explosive plays with things like, for example, BLS that came off the list. Now, this deck is a little bit different than that. This deck kind of goes all in on its plays, and really powerful synchro deck, really fun to play. Has a lot of searchers, pretty decently consistent, and overall it's a little bit more of an aggro deck compared to Tengu plants. Now, I want to go ahead and bring you this profile today. I'll quickly show you guys all of my cards that I'm playing in my list, along with brief explanations, talking about the main deck and the extra deck, and from there we will do a quick combo at the end of the video to kind of make sure you guys get a full idea of what this deck can do. Before we do that, I just remind you guys, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe to the channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. I know I've been doing a lot of Pokemon content lately, but don't forget I am also doing Yu-Gi-Oh content, so kind of look out for that. And yeah, thanks so much guys for all your support on the Yu-Gi-Oh videos. So let's get started with the monsters. So we're starting off with your 3 Junk Synchron. So Junk Synchron is the main normal summon of the deck. The card says, when this card is normal summoned, you can special summon a level 2 or lower monster from the graveyard. Very powerful card. It's one of the first, I guess, Coach Soldier Wolfbark, I believe is the name. The comparison everybody always gives, all the old timers give, for reborn cards from the graveyard. Satellar Altair is another one, but very strong card. This is a 1-card synchro. Blizzard of the Far North from this format is also a 1-card synchro, and Debris Dragon. So very, very strong card overall. The junk of the junk Doppel situation, this card's namesake, is apparent and well known. Next, we're playing the 2 Quick Draw Synchron. So Quick Draw Synchron is one of the other Synchron monsters we play. It's basically a level 5 tuner that is a searchable discard outlet with your spell card tuning, and you special summon it by sending a monster from hand to grave. Unfortunately, it doesn't discard, so it doesn't trigger any cards like that. But overall, really cool. The only thing that stinks about it is its restriction, not allowing you to synchro summon with anything except for synchro monsters, or synchro summon into synchro monsters that have the list of Synchron as a synchro material. So things like Junk Warrior, Road Warrior, or Drill Warrior are the only things you can really synchro summon with this guy. Next, we are playing the 1 Unknown Synchron, the final Synchron monster we're playing. Now, this card did not come in a secret rare back in the day. It was actually a common, but yeah, really, really strong card, obviously. The fact that you're able to have a searchable Cyber Dragon in the deck is really nice, and the fact that it's a Dark Level 1 tuner is pretty nice synergy for Chaos plays in this list. From there, we're going to go ahead and talk about the non-tuner cards. So we're playing 2 Doppel Warrior. Doppel Warrior is really nice. This is the second namesake of the deck, Junk Doppel. So this card, when you special summon a monster from your graveyard, you can reveal this card from your hand and special summon it. And then when you synchro summon with it, you can get 2 level 1 tokens, the Doppel tokens. And when you do that, you'll have more synchro fodder to do more plays. So very cool card overall. And then from there, we are playing the 2 Level Eater, another card similar to Doppel Warrior in that it recurs level 1 monsters from onto the field. This card says when you have a level 5 or higher monster, for example, Quick Draw Synchron, you can special summon this card from the field by targeting that, special summon the card from the graveyard by targeting that monster and then reducing that monster's level. So this card helps you summon Junk Warrior pretty easily, Drill Warrior, and also Road Warrior in your deck. And this card is very much banned, but I don't think you really need to play 3 of this because you are playing the Lightstorm engine to help you get to this card. From there, we are playing a couple one-ofs. We are playing the one Cobalt Hedgehog, just a nice card that works with Junk Synchron and Quick Draw Synchron, being able to special summon from graveyard when you have a tuner on the field. Works really well with your mill engine and all that stuff, so kind of a cool tech to have, and a classic card to play, I think, in decks like this. We're playing the one Dandelion. We are playing a very small plant engine. This is Tengu plant format back in the day, so you know, you do want to play the Dandelion, and it works really well with Quick Draw Synchron, getting you 2 tokens to the field when it is discarded or sent to the graveyard, period. Then one Glow Up Bulb. Glow Up Bulb is obviously incredible for the fact that if it goes to the graveyard, you special summon it, and you have a free level 1 tuner, and it also mills another card for you, so it just fuels the graveyard even more. And then we are playing our Lightsworn engine, so we are playing the 2 Raikou, the Lightsworn Hunter. This card's insane, obviously. Being able to, you know, set it and then flip to destroy a card is nice. The fact that it's a level 2 non-tuner means it works with Junk Synchron really well, and also the fact that it mills cards for you. There's just so much with Raikou that makes it like an incredible card for the list. We're playing one Lila, Lightsworn Sorceress. Now this card's really nice because it's essentially a level 4 monster that we have access to that's searchable from the deck with Charged Light Brigade. It pops a back row for us, which is really nice. It's got 1700 attack. And yeah, a level 4 monster. It's the only one we play, but it's just nice to have as just a little bit of level variation. From there, we are playing a Chaos engine of one Chaos Sorcerer, very standard, and then the one BLS. These cards are really there to help you like out awkward situations with powerful boards on the field and help you get rid of things without your synchro monsters. So kind of like engine extenders, I guess you would say, but that obviously requires setup. Moving on, that's actually it for like all of your monsters. So that's like 18, and then I kind of consider these monsters, I guess. In this deck, you can utilize them. So at Max C, we can definitely utilize this card with Junk Synchron, but this card also is really good against the plant deck, being able to stop it from playing, and we get a lot of draws off of it. Obviously, it's really strong against us too, but you got to use it when you can. Next hand trap is 2 Effect Veiler. So Effect Veiler is really nice, being able to stop things like Dino Rabbit, which is legal in this format. The Dino Rabbit, the Rescue Rabbit card is really strong, so Veilering that, Veilering Tour Guide, it's really important. Also, having a level 1 tuner in the graveyard for this deck is really strong for plays that I will show you at the end of the video. And last but not least, a really good card to pair along with the Max C is the Gore's Emissary of Darkness. Now this card was at 1 back in the day, and this card's incredibly strong, being able, like, you had to respect this card. There were so few ways to out it, and it just puts so much pressure on your opponent when you resolve it. So Gore's Emissary of Darkness, basically being a battle hand trap, which is pretty cool. Let's move on to the spells. So for the spells, I have 3 tuning. Tuning is the staple spell of the deck. This card says that you can add a Synchron monster from your deck to your hand. It has to be a tuner, and then you get to take a card from the top of your deck and put it to the graveyard. So not only do we have a Rhoda for our tuners, but we also have something that mills a card, which if you mill something like a Level Eater or a Doppel Warrior or a Cobalt Hedgehog or a Dandelion or a any of those cards, there's just so many options that you have to mill with this. It just makes it such a powerful spell. Moving on, we play another Searcher and Charge the Light Brigade. So Charge the Light Brigade's obviously really strong, being able to mill 3 off the top, and then adding a Lightsworn from your deck. This card mills first rather than tuning, which it mills after. But that's also nice because you get to mill 3 and get to add a utility monster or a light monster for your chaos plays. From there, we are playing 1 Reinforcement of the Army. This card searches Junk Synchron, which is your special summon from the graveyard, and your normal summon of the deck. It also searches your Doppel Warrior, which is your extender for the deck. We are playing a couple pseudo search cards and 1 Foolish Burial. This card basically tutors out your entire deck. It really gives you access to a lot of combos, and it's a great combo starter for the list. I think better in this deck than, or at least more versatile in this deck rather than the Tengu plant list. Then you're playing the 1/1-for-1. Again, this card's a little bit more versatile in this deck compared to the Reborn Tengu Tour Guide deck because you're able to summon not only the Glow Up Bulb, but also Effect Veiler to get a light and Level Eater to get a dark, as well as getting Level Eater into grave to do a bunch of busted plays. We play the 1 Monster Reborn because summoning cards back from the graveyard, especially in a combo deck like this, is very strong. And not much more needs to be said about Monster Reborn in a Synchro deck. 1 Pot of Avarice. This card is at 1 in the format, and it's really, really strong. Being able to draw 2 after shuffling back 5 is really good, and you're going to do that a lot. You can also shuffle back your Synchro monsters, which is definitely like one of the best things to do, I think. If you have 5 Synchros in the grave, you can just go Pot of Avarice, put them all back, and then draw 2, which makes this card very nice. And then, of course, you have to play the 3 MST. So this deck's pretty aggro. We lose to back row pretty easily, but MST was really nice, especially for this list. This card just came back to 3, and the fact that you're able to contend with decks that usually like do a mediocre play like Summon Thunder King or Summon, for example, Tengu, and kind of pass with like 1 back row, maybe a Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning, you can MST that and then just go ahead and make your Synchro plays and get over their board and establish your own. Then they have to respond to you, which is kind of nice. The 1 Heavy Storm, basically obligatory, you have to play it. It's just a better MST. 1 Book of Moon, so such a versatile card, especially in the Synchro era. Something you definitely have to play. 1 Dark Hole. It allows us to remove certain threats that we kind of struggle with. Overall, a really good card. Definitely one that you should play. And then actually 1 more card in the deck, putting us to 40, is the 1 trap card, the Treacherous Trap Hole. So Treacherous Trap Hole, since we don't play any other traps in the deck, it's pretty much a no-brainer, and it allows you to remove cards just like Dark Hole, and it gives you disruption just like Book of Moon. So it's kind of just your third way to deal with weird floodgate monsters and all that stuff. Let's move on to the extra deck really quick, and then I'll do a super fast combo. So playing the 2 Doppel tokens, of course. The 1 Formula Synchron. This card is at 1 in the list right now, the ban list, because the card says draw 1 on Synchro Summon and then draw another with TG Hyperlibrarian on board. That's a very good card. Also, Synchro Summoning during your opponent's turns, actually a thing in this deck. The 1 Armory Arm. It's basically BLS fodder. Also, if you have this on board with BLS, you can do like 8,000 damage pretty easily. The 1 TG Hyperlibrarian allows you to draw cards when you Synchro Summon, which is really cool. It's also 2400 attack, which is good, and overall one of the best cards, Synchro cards that ever be printed. The 1 Ally of Justice Catastor. This card is really good removal, being able to destroy non-dark monsters on attack declaration, kind of like the Shaddoll construct is pretty good. Next we have Junk Warrior. Junk Warrior is really nice. It works well with Quick Draw Synchron, obviously, but a really cool play is normal summoning Junk Synchron, bringing back a Doppel Warrior from the grave, Synchro summoning into this card, and then you can go summon Junk Warrior effect, and then Doppel Warrior effect in graveyard, summoning the tokens, and then Junk Warrior, as it resolves from Chain Link 1, will end up having a 3100 attack, 400 boost from each token, making it boosted 800, so 31 altogether. It's a pretty nice combo. The 1 Brionic's really nice, being able to remove cards. This card was also at 1 at this list, and the free discard fodder, the card's not once per turn in this format, so you could bounce something for 1 discard, and then you could go ahead and do another discard to bounce something again. You don't have to do everything all at once, which is pretty cool. The 1 Jewel Warrior, very cool with Quick Draw Synchron. You get to do some cool Dandelion plays, discarding stuff, recurring cards from graveyard. Jewel Warrior is very nice. The 1 Orient Dragon, something you don't necessarily need to play in the list, but I'm playing because it's cool. It came out recently when this format happened, right after Extreme Victory. I'm not sure if it came out in Extreme Victory or not, but very strong nonetheless. It might have come out in Photon Shockwave. Ancient Fairy Dragon, this card's obviously insane, being able to be a 3k booty and then special summon monsters from hand to make some cool synchro plays is always nice. Black Rose Dragon, an awesome card that you can use during your opponent's turn to blow up all of their back row and their established board. the one Road Warrior to special summon from the deck. A level 2 or lower warrior or machine monster is pretty nice. The fact that it's 3,000 is cool. It does take 2 materials, 2 non-matuners plus the road synchron, meaning you're usually going to do quick draw synchron, a token, and a Doppel warrior, or like a level eater and like a level 3 monster. There's a lot of ways to do it, but you know, it's not the easiest card to summon. And then your boss monsters of the deck, so Scrap Dragon, very standard, just pops a card, very similar to Direwolf. Stardust Dragon protects all of your cards on the field. You've got Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier. This card banishes your opponent's graveyard, very iconic in the format. And then finally, last but certainly not least, is the Shooting Star Dragon. This card is absolutely incredible, being able to attack your opponent multiple times and protect yourself from destruction, just like Stardust Dragon, is very cool. So really quickly, let me show you guys a combo, and then I will let you guys go. But I wanted to show you guys a simple 3-card combo to give you an idea of how the deck works. This specific combo is going to be Junk Synchron, 1-for-1, and Doppel Warrior. And this is going to yield you 2 draws with a Teacher Librarian and a Formula Synchron on the field, along with a Black Rose Dragon during your opponent's turn. So you're going to go ahead and use 1-for-1, discarding the Doppel Warrior from your hand to summon out any level 1 tuner from your deck. I'm going to go with Global because it sets up your plays in your graveyard. We're going to go ahead and put that card to the graveyard now, the 1-for-1. We're going to normal summon Junk Synchron, use its effect to bring back Doppel Warrior to the field. And then from there, we can go ahead and synchro summon Junk Synchron and Doppel Warrior into your TG Hyper Librarian. Use the effect of your Doppel Warrior to summon back 2 Doppel Warrior tokens in attack mode. Go ahead and synchro summon the Glow Up Bulb and the token into your Formula Synchron, and you draw 2 cards. Now, the best cards, like, there's a lot of cards you can draw. Like, for example, drawing a Tuning would extend this hand further, or drawing a Treacherous Trap Hole would be really nice to disrupt your opponent during their turn. Let's just say we drew these cards, doesn't really matter. And then basically that's where the combo ends. From there, you have a Glow Up Bulb in the graveyard, which is really nice, that you can access next turn, or literally whatever you want. During your opponent's turn, though, you can synchro summon during your opponent's turn with Formula Synchron and TG Hyper Librarian, putting those cards to the graveyard, and then you can summon out Black Rose Dragon. And then what that does is blow up your whole opponent's board during their turn for a really nice effect. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck. Let me know if you guys want to see more content like this, and thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.